Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I show how I harden off my plants. So let's go. I live in New Hampshire. I garden in USDA Zone 5B. My average last frost date is May 15th. Today is April 14th, so I still have a good 4 weeks before my average last frost date. In fact, next week we're supposed to have a nighttime temperature dipping down to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. It's still very cold here in New Hampshire. However, I have started slowly hardening off many plants. I'm not going to be going over all the plants that you see here because I already made a video showing many of these plants. What I can do is put a link to both of those videos down below, so be sure to check them out after this video. But at this point, I'm hardening off many plants that I overwintered in my unheated garage. I'm also starting to harden off any plants that I started from seed indoors that can take a little bit of cool weather. Some of those plants include my pansies, my onions, snapdragons, dusty miller, lavender, even my delphinium. I wanted to give you a close-up look at this rolling cart that my husband built for me and share some of the specifications on it in case you're thinking of building something similar to this. I like to wheel out the carts as soon as the daytime temperatures are 50 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer, and they can stay out at night if the temperatures are going to be above 50 degrees. However, if the temperatures are going to drop below 50, I wheel them back into my garage just because I want to protect the plants, especially some of the plants on here that don't like it that cold. You'll notice I have some LED shop lights that are hanging here. I just put them in this winter. Normally I don't have any sort of supplementary light on my rolling carts. I just tried them out this year for some of the plants that I was starting earlier, such as my sweet peas. In case you're wondering about the dimensions, they are 8 feet this way, by 4 feet this way, by 2 feet 3 inches this way. But really, if you wanted to make something like this, you could make it as big or as small or as high as you really want. This is just a dimension that worked for us. That just gives you an idea of what the base of the rolling cart looks like. You can use whatever you want. We just used plywood, and then we also have caster wheels at the bottom that just make it easier for us to roll in and roll out the carts. And I have 2 rolling carts. I started out with one, but then my husband made me a second one. They're pretty much identical copies. I will share that one of them was made with just scrap material that we had, so it was basically free except for buying the caster wheels. But then when we got the second one, we did need to buy the material, but it was pretty cheap. I don't know the cost, but nevertheless, it's very handy for having for during the winter as well as the spring months. And at the top of this one last year, we did put some LED shop lights up here as well because we had received them to try out. But for this year, we did not end up using them. I just wanted to point that out. During the winter months, I like to overwinter a lot of plants, so I put them on these rolling carts. But then come springtime, I like to harden off those overwintered plants as well as some cool season plants, such as the lettuce that I have here. In order to make room under my grow lights, I like to pick and choose which plants I'm starting to harden off. So for example, I have some lavender that I started from seed. These are a perfect candidate for me to basically move from indoors to outdoors this time of year. When it comes to hardening off my plants, I like to do it slowly over a 7-day period. So in other words, these plants will just be out here for about 1 or 2 hours. They're going to be in the shade, and then tomorrow they'll come back out again. They'll get a little bit more sun, and I'll do that over days 3 and 4, where they're just getting maybe 3 or 4 hours of part sun, not full sun. Basically, you want to slowly acclimate your plants. I prefer to do this on day 1 starting on a cloudy day. So today is supposed to be cloudy. In fact, later today we're supposed to get some showers. So it's a perfect day for me to be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't want to be bringing these plants out when it's very windy out or when it's very sunny out or very hot out. It's a nice cool morning. It's going to be cloudy, so it's a perfect day. So over a period of 7 days, I'm slowly acclimating my plants that I'm trying to harden off. And then I'm getting to a point so that by day 7, these plants can take full sun and they can even take a lot of wind. Now I'm moving these plants from a 10 by 20 solid bottom tray to a 10 by 20 mesh bottom tray. Basically, I don't want the plants to be sitting in solid bottom trays because should we get rain, especially the plants that are on the top level, I don't want them sitting in water. You could, if you wanted to, leave your plants in a solid bottom tray like this one here, because maybe you want to be bottom watering your plants and you find it a lot easier to do that. Just be cautious that if you have your plants outside, You want to make sure that they're not sitting in water. So if it does rain, you are going to have to dump out the water. You can get these mesh bottom trays from a number of places. You can buy them from Amazon. You can ask local garden centers. In fact, a garden center close to my house used to have a recycling bin, and I ended up getting a whole bunch of pots as well as trays from there, including a number of these mesh bottom trays. So even though they might not be the best quality, I might have to put a little bit of tape on them, it works. I love having them, especially as I'm hardening off my plants on my rolling carts. These lavender are going to be very happy next to the lettuce, delphinium, as well as mums that I have basically hardening off. It's still pretty cool here in New Hampshire. I don't have my hose hooked up to my water spigot. However, watering these plants is very critical, especially the small plants that are in 3-inch pots or the plants that are in 6 cell packs. They're going to dry out super fast. So I like to water my plants 2 different ways. One way is once I do have my hose hooked up, I can just put a water wand on the end of it and water my plants like that. Another great way that I like to water my plants is by bottom watering them. I think that's one of the things we forget is as soon as we start bringing our plants outside, we forget to keep them fertilized, and that's very important. There's no right or wrong fertilizer out there. I like to use Miracle Grow when it comes to my flowers, and when it comes to my vegetables, I like to use Espoma Organic Grow. I like to fertilize my plants every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the plant, of course, and I like to give it a full strength of fertilizer. I have this small cart that I used to use when I coached robotics, and I tell you, it comes in so handy out in the garden. It basically has a solid bottom tray built into it, which is perfect for bottom watering. One on the top level, and then I have another one on the bottom level. If I had my hose hooked up, it would be a lot faster to fill this up, but that's okay. This time of year, you need to do what you need to do. I have some snapdragons that I started from seed. They're looking great. Pretty soon I'll be planting them out in the landscape. What I like to do with these seedlings now that they're outside is since they're in a mesh bottom tray, I like to just take the tray and bottom water it. And what's nice about this method is I didn't have to remove these plants out of their tray. They just stay in the tray and they're going to wick up the water from the bottom to the top. I like to leave the plants in here for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. I'll go around my garden, do some weeding or whatever it is that I need to do. Then I come back, I pick up my tray. Once I know that my tray is nice and heavy, I feel confident that my plants got enough fertilizer and water. I can remove the tray and then replace it with the next tray that needs to be watered. This is a Lismachia that I overwintered in my garage. You'll notice this tray and these pots look a little different. So these are a larger pot. But I want you to notice that the tray also has holes in the bottom of it, which allows it to wick up the water and give my plants the water that they need. I had only put in 1 inch of water in here. I definitely will be adding more water, and as my plants wick up the water level in here will drop. So I'm just going to have to continuously keep adding water as I bottom water all my plants today. I hope you enjoyed learning how I harden off my plants as well as how I keep them all watered as well as fertilized. And this is not the only way you have to do it. There are so many different ways that you can harden off your plants. In fact, when I run out of room on both of my rolling carts, because I will eventually run out of room, another way I like to harden off my plants is just by putting them on my covered porch. And on the covered porch, a lot of times I'll put just a couple of shelving units and I can put my trays of plants on there as well. Those plants might not get as much sun as these plants do that are out in the open, but it's okay. It's still a great place for me to put plants that need to be hardened off. Let me know in the comments if you've started hardening off your plants, and if so, what is the process that you follow? And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.